And I asked my sister where to go, and she recommended some resort in the, I think it was in the Adirondacks, which I did. But unfortunately, I couldn't find the place.
Oh, we have Edie to thank for our
Yeah. I ended up at Green Mansions here, which I found. And it was destiny in a way.
Yeah, when we met on the dance floor, you met my girlfriend Flora, and
I met her girlfriend on a float in the lake in the afternoon, swimming. And in the evening, went to a dance that they held. And I approached her, the girlfriend, but she was too short.
she said you were too tall.
So I approached Ev, who was next there.
It was just right.
And it was just right. And for the next week, or I don't know if it was 2 weeks we were there. We were inseparable. Except I was on the golf course every day. But Ev was always there waiting for me to get off the golf course. She was sitting reading a book.
My mother didn't raise stupid children.
And when we parted company at the end of the vacation time, we were writing to each other and trying to figure out how we could get together again.
But Milt was writing me how wonderful Cleveland was, what a wonderful city. I thought that was supposed to be a love letter. It was more like a travelogue. He worked for the city fathers to try to get more people to come to Cleveland. In fact, Johnny Carson said one night when we were in his audience, he said, Cleveland is a place where the wife irons and the husband steals. The iron steals city. Oh, bad joke.
Well, in any event, we were able to work out that we'd get together in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, at a motel in Harrisburg, and she'd go halfway, I'd go halfway. Nothing illicit, but that's where we met, and it was a great place. Harrisburg is a great city for getting together. No, it's close to Gettysburg. From the standpoint of sightseeing, and we spent time around the Gettysburg battlefield, and you have the Amish country around there, and you've got Hershey, Pennsylvania. So we spent several weekends back and forth, switching driving.
No, switching motels because I was too embarrassed to check into the same hotel.
There's a place called Hollywood East and a place called Hollywood West. Or not Hollywood, but...
what's the name of the town?
Harrisburg.
Harrisburg East and Harrisburg West.
Holiday East and Holiday West. And we stayed at those motels back and forth. But anyhow, it got to the point where we realized this can't go on. I mean, and I don't know if it was Ev's instituting the right words or what, but we decided to get married. And it was a really traumatic experience. I mean,
spit that out.
I'll tell you, I had been married before and paying alimony and paying child support, and I figured this is the furthest thing from my mind. But we decided to do it, and I got an apartment behind the Richmond Theater. Basin Springer was the management over there, and we got a rental trailer, and I've had a little Chevy Nova, and we moved whatever she had out of Brooklyn and into Cleveland. And from there, she got a job in Shaker Heights school system, and we made it. I mean, it was kind of tough going the first couple of years, but it worked out beautifully.
You're going to tell me about the plane crash?
Yeah.
One more.
And one more little story. This was September 17th, 1972. And I learned about, not a fly-in, but it was called a fly-in in Findlay, Ohio. And I rented a Cessna 177 airplane at Lost Nation Airport on Sunday, September 17th of that year, and packed the two girls in the back of the plane. Well, they had seat belts. And we flew to Findlay, took an hour and a half, and spent the day there, at least the rest of it. They had all kinds of exhibits and flight exhibits and things going on. And at the end of the day, when we decided to leave, of course, we had to get in line to take off because all the planes taking off of one runway, it was a long wait. But we took off. The weather had predicted to be very good the whole day, so I wasn't concerned about it. But this was late in the day, and we're flying back to Cleveland. And according to my logbook, we were in the air for an hour and a half. And ahead, the sky was dark, and north to south was completely black. I couldn't see anything ahead. I decided I can't continue to fly. So I was looking for a place to set the plane down, and found a grass field, which was in Newark, Ohio, and landed the plane. F thought we were going into a farm pasture because she couldn't even see that it was a clear field or anything. But we landed there and just about got on the ground, and it really started pouring rain, lightning. And there was a tree was hit by lightning on the side of the runway. But we got the plane tied down and went into the office. And they didn't want us to leave. The weather was bad. And they said they'll drive us to a motel. We should spend the night in a motel. Do you remember, girls, remember that at all?
Mm-hmm. I remember brushing my teeth with my finger.
Wondering what we were doing in a motel without baggage.
We had no baggage.
Sherry had her Girl Scout tooth, but I got my toothbrush.
And I guess we got to a variety store and got a few
nightgowns
and stuff. And they took us to drive through a restaurant. So we got some food. And we spent the night in a motel there in Norwalk. The following morning, I called my bookkeeper, told her that I wouldn't be back at work, and asked her to drive to Newark to pick up the girls and you.
To go back to school.
And to take you back to school.
Long story.
I stayed there because I had to get the plane back. Late in the day, the weather cleared enough that I was able to fly the plane back. But I'm just reciting this because it's a story that fate, but strange, the way it worked out. Because if I hadn't found that airport where it was, I would have had to backtrack, and I don't know what would have happened with the weather. I only had 400 hours of flying at that time. And it's a chance you take with the weather. It worked out good. I've got my logbook here to prove it. and I've got a book here shows all the airports in Ohio, which shows Newark, Ohio, if you're interested in seeing it.
But his sense of humor is over the top.
If I had to do it over today, I wouldn't do it. No, I don't believe in taking my family.
You only die once.
But at that time, it was good experience.
What a story, Milt. Wow.
slideshow